Good morning. I'd like to thank the church for giving me this opportunity to come and share with you the message this morning. And this church has been a very special place for me. As many of you all know, those of you here long enough, I was baptized in this church, not this building, but this church, about 31 years and 4 days ago. Okay, the 4 days, because when I got baptized, I was baptized on my brother's birthday. So my brother was, me and my brother got baptized on his birthday. So we can always remember when we got baptized. So I remember his birthday, I remember the day I got baptized in 1988. And also this church is very special to me because about nearly 19 years ago, I got married in this church. This very same building. And for those of you who also don't know, I was the first person to get married in this church building. So it's a very special place for me. Alright? So without further ado, I want to drill into God's words. Look at these 10 people. Do you recognize these people? How many of these people do you recognize? Okay? Like the first person, who knows who's the first person? He just recently, pardon? Yeah, his name is Jeff Bezos. He is the founder of Amazon. Okay, the great internet shopping site. Alright? Second one, very important, Bill Gates. Third one, who knows this guy? This guy, maybe some of you may not know him. Bernard Arnault. His name is Bernard Arnault. He is the so-called the CEO of LVMH. LV is Louis Vuitton, and MH is Moet and Hennessy. So basically, he was actually the CEO of LV, Louis Vuitton, and then his company bought this other company, so it becomes LVMH. All right. The fourth one you all should know, his name is Warren Buffett. He's a very big investor in the US, very rich man. Fifth one, Mark Zuckerberg. Who doesn't know who is Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, Facebook. Okay, then of course the sixth one is Larry Ellison. He is the co-founder of Oracle. The seventh one, his name is Amancio Ortega. This one ladies will know him because he is the owner of Zara. Those of you who like dresses and shoes, he is the owner. Alright, Amancio Ortega. Number 8, this guy is also quite familiar. I don't know how many of you know him. He's a Mexican. His name is Carlos Slim Helu. He's an investor. Ninth one, only lady, Francois. Her name is Francois Bettencourt Mayers. You all may not know her, but ladies should know her because she's the owner of L'Oreal. Those of you who buy makeup, she's the owner. Okay, actually her mother was the one who started the thing, but she inherited the business. And last but not least, those of you who've been to the States, he was the mayor of New York. Oh, you know him? His name is Michael Bloomberg. And he is the CEO of Bloomberg. It's a media company. Okay, those of you seen Bloomberg, he is the owner. What is so significant about these 10 people? What relation have these 10 people got to do with each other? Yes, they are the 10 richest men in the world as of 2019. 10 richest person, sorry, not men, there are one lady there. 10 richest person in the world as of 2019 in February 24th. As of February 24th, these are the 10 richest people in the world. The richest person, of course, is Jeff Bezos. His net worth is 154 billion US dollars. Not million, okay? Billion. So it's 154 with 9 zeros at the back. Okay? And out of the 10 of them, the poorest is, of course, is Michael Bloomberg. His net worth is only about 70 billion US dollars. Yeah, only lah. But you compare 154 and 70, he's less than half of the richest guy. Alright? Most important is, how many of you know how many billionaires are there in the world? Billionaire. These are US billionaires. Now, because it must be $1 billion US. Of course, I want to be billionaire. I go Indonesia, I'll be billionaire also. A lot of us can be billionaire in Indonesia. Or go to Italy. A lot of us are billionaires. How many of you can guess? 5,000, too much. It's a 4-digit number. There's 2,754 billionaires. So there's many people in the world that has $1 billion US, at least $1 billion US. Alright? And the incredible thing is, if you combine the wealth of the top 26 billionaires, their combined wealth is equal to the combined wealth of 50% of the population of the world. So the thing is simply 26 billionaires, the 26 richest billionaires in the world has the amount of money of half of the population of this planet, 3.8 billion people. So 3.8 billion people's money put together, you only match 26 of them. That's how rich. Alright, so what is the significance? All these, they take care of big companies. Facebook, Microsoft. Some of them own the companies, some of them don't own the companies. Some of them just work for the company. They have a big share maybe. But this morning I'd like to share about stewardship. What is stewardship? Stewardship is the task of supervising, of taking care of something, such as an organization or property. Okay, you're entrusted to take care. Sometimes it doesn't belong to you, but you're entrusted to take care of the property. It's just like someone go on holiday and they say, hey, Boon Chong, can you go to my house, take care of my house? If the grass needs to be cut, can you arrange someone to come and cut the grass? If the house needs to be cleaned or need to be repaired, please go and get it done. That's one of the work of a steward. Alright? So, when we look at it, if you want to be a steward, there must be some qualities, right? Before people can ask you to do things, right? So I want to look at it in a biblical sense. Okay? The qualities of a godly steward. What is the qualities? Okay, this is found in the Bible. I don't know whether you can read it, but the text is found in the book of Titus. Okay, chapter 1, verse 7 to 9. It says here, since our overseer, since as an overseer is entrusted with God's work, first of all, he must be blameless. Okay, he must be blameless. Means should not have too much fault. Okay, no need to be perfect, but should be blameless. Alright? What's next? Not overbearing, not quick-tempered, not given to drunkenness, not violent, not pursuing dishonest gain. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. He must hold firmly to the trustworthy message and he is being taught so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it. This is a good characteristic of a good steward. Alright? And then there's another one which is found in Timothy. Okay? This is found in 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2 and 3. It says, now the overseer must be above reproach. Okay? He must be kind of blameless. The husband of but one wife. So you got two wives, you cannot be a steward. Sorry. Your qualification habis. Alright? Husband or one wife. Temperate, self-control, respectable, hospitable, able to teach. And verse 3, not given to drunkenness, which is also quoted in Titus, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. That's the last part, not a lover of money. How many of you here don't like money? How many of you love money? Oh, a lot of people love money. How much do you love money? What will you do to get money? Will you do a lot of things to get money, or certain things you will not do to get money? There's something to think about. Alright? And then also it does say that a person may be a good steward or a bad steward, faithful or unfaithful, but he becomes a steward at birth. The moment you are born, you are steward material. Okay? Remember, the word here is born. The moment you are born. And remains one until his death. He is responsible and accountable to God for the management of all things with which he has been entrusted. Okay? And also, you find who is the first steward? Adam and Eve. Alright? They were the first steward. God made the world, and then God made Adam, God made Eve. And it was his intent that they were going to take care of the earth. They were the first steward. If you look at the text found in, Genesis chapter 2 verse 15, it says the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it. Right? That's God's intent. He made Adam the steward in the Garden of Eden. Man was created a steward in the Garden of Eden. It was the full intention of God that man would have far-reaching responsibilities and privileges. There was to be an intimate sharing between God and owner, who is the owner, and man, the steward. An environment of openness and frankness existed. God talked to man, man talked to God. There is no barriers. A loving relationship was established. Alright? Anything. God put Adam there. Adam's supposed to look after the place. Alright? But there are 4 principles that, when I was going through preparing for this sharing, 4 principles that I have to share you this morning of a biblical steward. The 4 principles. First of all, the principle of ownership. Okay? Ownership. What is ownership? You own something, right? So how many of us, the clothes that you wear, the shoes that you wear, who owns it? You own it. Are you sure? Are you sure you own it? Maybe the shirt I'm wearing, I don't own it. I borrow from my brother. My brother owns it. Maybe the tie I'm wearing is not my tie. I borrowed the tie from my brother. I borrowed my tie from my friend. Right? So the principle of ownership is, behold, in the Bible, in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 14, it says, behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is the Lord's thy God, the earth also with all that therein is. So basically, in this text, it tells us we own nothing. Not the shirt on your back, not the shoes on your feet. You own nothing. Okay? It's something that's not easy to accept. We own nothing. You don't own it. Alright? In fact, there's another text. Our text this morning, Psalms 24 verse 1. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. You think about it. When we came into the earth, do we have anything? No. When we leave this planet, do we bring anything? So if you own it, why don't you bring it? Why can't you bring it? You see, in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 15, it says, as he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return. To go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. So you think about all those billionaires I highlighted to you this morning. They have so much money, 100 over billion. Okay? This is one number that many of us cannot grasp. Million we can grasp, but billions. When they die, even Bill Gates die, you think Bill Gates can bring his 130 billion US dollar with him? No, right? And, he has to leave it to someone, or leave it to some foundation, or give it to someone who can better use it. Alright? Another text in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19 and 20 says, you are not your own, for you are bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. You don't even own yourself. God owns you. Think about it. You can't even say, I own myself, You don't even own yourself. God owns you. Alright? And in Deuteronomy, this one I like this text. Deuteronomy 8:17 verse 18, it says, you may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. Okay? Don't think that you are a billionaire today or you are a millionaire today because You made that money. If God never give us or you the ability, you cannot make even a single cent. That's why the church practices this, offering and tithe and all this, giving back to God. Because in the first place, God give you 100%, God asks back 10%. I think that's not too much. Right? Next, we look at second principle, principle of responsibility. To be a good Christian steward, you have to be responsible. Okay? Although God gives us all things richly to enjoy, nothing is ours. Nothing really belongs to us. God owns everything. We are responsible for how we treat it and what we do with it. Classic example, our planet. Don't you agree there's a lot of companies abusing the planet? Doing things that they should not do, taking more things that they should be taking. Why? Some is to make them richer. Some is because they want to so-called hoard the thing. Why can't we take what we need? Have you been to some buffet line? You go to some buffet line, sometimes you see some people, they take one plate, they pile like one mountain. Then you look at that person. Walao, you can eat all. They just take, can eat, cannot eat, they take. And there's one video someone WhatsApp to me, It was, I don't know where this happened. They didn't tell me where it happened, but there was a group of tourists. I don't want to say which country. A group of tourists. This eating establishment brought out one tray of prawns. Okay, the tray, from my estimate, is about nearly 2 feet in diameter, and it was quite. They stacked the prawn all the way up, quite about nearly 10 inches to a foot tall. The moment that plate left the kitchen door, not even reach the buffet table, gone. And you can see people, they jostle and they fight, they push each other and they take, and some of them they take like one whole plate, And I'm sure some of them are related to each other. They probably 3 of them from one table take the whole thing. Whack the whole thing. So can you imagine the tray from the kitchen, before I even reached the buffet line, it was clean. Kilat, gone. Okay? So we a lot of times it happens. Alright? Next, Christian stewardship is a way of living in which we recognize that everything belongs to God. All resources must be used for His glory and the common good. Do you agree there are a lot of things in the world can do for 2 things? Can do good, can do evil. A lot of things. Alright? Your car, it can be used for something to do good. But then your car can be also for something, you can use it to do something bad. It's the same car. Alright? So how, as a steward, it's our responsibility to use it properly. Use it wisely, use it right in the right way. Okay? So, always this text also I want to share here is whatever we do it all for the glory of God. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. If you do it right, you bring glory to God. If you do it wrong, people will look it in a different way. Who we do, what we say, what we act outside, tells people who we are. If you act badly and people know this one is from Seventh-day Adventist Church, habis. People have this, all Seventh-day Adventists are very bad. Right? We should not generalize, but it happens. Okay? Thirdly, principle of accountability. We are accountable. Alright? In the story of Joseph and Potiphar, Joseph was, so-called engaged by Potiphar. And Joseph, in Genesis 39, 1-6, he did a great job. To the point that Potiphar basically handed over the whole operations to him. You take care of it. You did a good job. Alright? He's accountable for what he does. Next one, parable of the talents. You all know the story. This is a classic story. There are three so-called stewards or three servants. The master called them, give everyone different amount of talents. The first two did very well, multiplied it, doubled it. The third guy, what did he do? He went to bury the thing. You think money grow on trees, is it? He went and plant it. Hopefully, my one talent I put there. When my boss come back, I got two inside there. Magic happens in the ground. Right? These are examples of, the two of them are good examples of good stewards. The third one, a bad steward. Another story in the Bible, parable of the unjust steward. Luke 16, chapter 16, verse 1 to 13. Do you all know the story? This story is about this guy. He knew he's going to get fired. He knew the boss was going to fire him. So what he does, he called all the boss's creditors, those that owe the boss's money. He called them, never mind, whatever my boss owe you, you cut it by half. So if you owe my boss 100,000 ringgit, never mind, you just take the IOU, cut to 50,000 ringgit. So if my boss fire me, never mind, next time you say, your staff told me I only owe you 50,000. Alright? That is not a good steward. Okay? And the last one is principle or reward. Okay? When you are a good steward, God will reward us. Alright? You look at Colossians, okay? In the book of Colossians. It says here, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, for not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord's Christ you are serving. Sometimes when we do work, we feel very discouraged. Not scolded here, left, right, and center. But we always say to ourselves, never mind. Whatever I do, you don't appreciate it, never mind. The guy up there will appreciate it. There's something not very easy for us to do. Every day you go to work, you get scolded. You try your best, you get scolded. No matter what you do, you get scolded. You try your best, also still get scolded. And you're saying you're going nowhere. Okay? It's not easy. I understand it's not easy. But always remember, God is watching. God knows what you're doing. You do bad, He knows. You do good, He knows. Don't care what other people say. People say you do bad, don't care. I know God knows I do good. Alright? And there is a saying, that I always also remembered for a long time. It says, he who tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who looks after his master will be honored. Okay, this is all the four principles that in the Bible that tells us that we should always keep these four principles in our lives to be a good Christian steward. Right? We should have to remember, none of us own anything in this world. Okay? None of us own the car that we drive. None of us own the clothes that we wear. None of us own any shoes that we wear. None of us own anything. Because when you die, it's like naked you come, naked you go. That's all. You bring nothing. Okay? All the money you have, you cannot bring it with you. Okay? Second, we have to remember is the principle of responsibility. We are responsible for whatever we have. Whatever talents God gives us, it's our responsibility to use it well and use it to further God's work, God's so-called work in the ministry. Thirdly, we have to be accountable. We have to be answerable for what we do. Okay, you cannot do something, anything happen, I don't know. Don't look for me, I don't know. They're very easy, I don't know. Everything, I don't know. Alright? And last but not least, once you do well, God will see and God will reward you richly. So I want this morning you all think about this, that we go through life, we become a good steward for God. Remember these four things in our lives. Don't care what people say or what people do. Remember these four things. As long as you remember these four things, you'll always be able to be a good steward for God. Thank you very much.